What's up, Coug fans? Welcome to another edition of In the Game. Today we're going to discuss the UH men's baseball team. Who better to discuss the baseball team with than with Reagan Earnst, who's been covering the baseball team as a beat writer for the Daily Cougar. So Reagan, let's get into it. Can you catch the rest of us up to this point in the season? We know that the team is 20-15, but we're not all as plugged in as you are to the baseball team. So could you detail why the season has played out the way it has?
Yeah, it's been an interesting year to say the least, Tevin. Before the season, the jury was still out on the team. People didn't necessarily know how they were going to fare. They had a lot of young talent coming in, but, they also knew that they were going to be young. So no one exactly knew how the season was going to go. They got off to a pretty good 4-0 start, went and played in a tournament at Minute Maid Park, got blown out 3 games in a row, ended up losing 5 in a row. Turned the season around at that point, won a lot of games, strung some wins together. But since then, they have dropped 8 of 12 and 3 in a row, and they're going to need to turn that around going down the stretch.
Yeah, watching from afar, it seems like the team hasn't dealt with inconsistent play all year. They'll win 4 in a row and then lose 5 in a row, win 5 in a row, lose 4 in a row. Can you give us some detail behind why they've dealt with inconsistent play this whole season?
What I chalk it up to is, like I said earlier, they are just a young team. We're dealing with a team that, has 5 seniors on it and 11 freshmen, a lot of sophomores as well. And when you have a team like that, it's not going to bode well for the season you're in typically, but it does bode well for the future. They're going to look to develop these players and, really try to make a run, get them some experience, down the stretch this year in order to just have more success in the years to come.
Sounds good as building for a foundation and build the program, building around those young players. But individually speaking about this year, who has shined and played pretty stellar despite the inconsistent play from the team?
Well, they've actually had, a lot of standout players. They've gotten solid play from a lot of positions. One that I've noticed is Seth Romero. He's actually one of the best pitchers in the nation. You could ask anyone that follows college baseball, they'll tell you the same thing. He is, I think, 5-1 this year, leads the team in ERA and strikeouts. They're getting great play from him every time he's on the mound. Another really standout player is freshman Joe Davis. He's a first baseman. Came in, no one really knew what to expect from him, and he's actually leading the team in batting average, RBIs, and home runs. So they're getting a lot of contributions all around, pitching and hitting, especially from the young guys.
With the postseason quickly approaching, the AAC tournament is in May, if I'm correct. Can you give us some positive lights that they've been showing thus far in the season that can translate into the start of postseason play?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, they have gotten great pitching all season long. Just about every game, whatever pitcher's on the mound, whether senior, freshman, they pitch a great game. Now, the bats don't always show up, and that's kind of also contributed to the inconsistencies with the team this year. But when you have great pitching, you can always win. It's essentially defense in other sports. The teams with the best pitching can always fare well.
Okay. As a team, how do you see the Cougars doing as postseason begins in the AAC tournament, and if they can go beyond that?
I think worst case scenario, they just continue to play how they're playing right now. Dropping games they maybe shouldn't. But there's also a chance that they can get hot because they are an inconsistent team, but they also can show up at any given moment and put 10 runs on the board, pitch a shutout. So you never know what to expect with them.
Seems like the team has been able to play down to their competition this year, and when they've played superior competition, it seems that they haven't been able to match that level of play.
Absolutely.
Best case scenario in the postseason, how do you see the Cougars finishing the season?
I think best case scenario is they do get hot at the end of the year. They still have, probably about 20 regular season games left before the AAC tournament. And if they get hot in those games, who knows, they could make a run in the AAC tournament. The jury's still out.
All right. So that's going to do it for today's coverage. If you want to check out Reagan some more, you can check him out on thedailycougar.com. They also do a print issue every week on Wednesdays. If you want to check out more content from CoogTV, you can go to CoogTV.com for more Student Video Network content. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you guys next time.